Bonnie, welcome back to Karandrin Role Playing. My name is Kevin Manus Pinnings, also known as Cracked Palantir, and I will be your game master and host for this episode 108 of Brise's Tale. And as always, my good buddy Max is here to play the beautiful and talented Brise. Max, say hello to the lovely people.
Hello, lovely people. Hope you're all having a great night.
Uh,
Welcome.
So yeah, we had to cancel last week. I apologize for that. That was a whole health thing. You know, my health is pretty sketchy, and just like my moral character, and integrity in general. And but as we
world building. Sorry.
Right. But as we've been doing for quite some time now, we're Brise is exploring this temple, abandoned temple of an ancient pantheon. This temple in particular is dedicated to the Iron Empress, a goddess that was popular in the region about 5,000 years ago. We're up in the Goblin Mountains in the nation of Nargaz. And that's sort of our situation. Max, why don't you set us up and give us a little more detailed information about where we left off last time?
Yeah. So we had... last episode, we were trying to deal with the crystal lizard kind of creatures that had taken residence in the temple. The mom who had, we assumed the mom of the lizards, we had kind of had a couple encounters with. And we ended up using magic to talk to them and ask them if they would move to a new home. And they seemed very willing to. And so we sold them a nice estate on a hill about a mile north of the manor, and they took all their kids there. So that was cool. And then at night, we did have an interesting encounter with some pale fish-like beings, very tall and skinny legs, and shining, shone like moonlight, as we remember. Didn't interact with them. They seemed to just kind of move off onto the hills. So the next day, we continued our exploration of the first floor, which we're almost finished up with. I think we came across some classrooms, some more artwork of the owl and the eagle, other prominent figures in the pantheon. We left off kind of in the middle of our exploration, so we can continue right there where we left off.
Right. So I'm going to be hopping to the map, so I won't be as attentive to the chat as I should be. So Max will be keeping a laser eye on all of you.
Keeping a lazy eye.
That's right. Oh, and I will go ahead and post our notes and stuff that you can find. That's the problem. Interesting. So you can look at his notes and character sheet and everything, and just scroll up and down and catch yourself up if there are any details you'd like. And you also see the sort of the type of notes that Karandrin sort of demands, in a sense. And so I'll be hopping over to the map. Let me go ahead and share that.
Boom.
So there you are, in front of the very long storage area.
Right. Yeah. And so I think this whole circle of rooms in this area we had finished exploring.
I think so. I mean, the question does remain about what do you want to do about this area up here.
Yeah. We forgot to mention the synopsis, the large nest we had found.
Right.
Sitting in this room, so I had partially destroyed, and the inhabitants fled, but they have not returned. So, my thought is I'll eventually encounter them on the second floor anyway. So,
right. Clearly, there's a hole in the top.
Right.
This nest is, I don't know if you've ever seen a squirrel's nest, but it's basically lines the whole room with branch and bramble and brush, and so it's it's sort of a cavity of wrapped in branches, entwined branches and vines and so on, and so you sort of pierced your way through it, and and they escaped out of a hole in the ceiling that leads presumably to the second floor.
So welcome, Obi-Wan, Karen, and Quinn.
Oh, hey guys!
There is no lazy eye in team.
I am the lazy eye in this team.
Lazy eye.
That's right.
Okay.
Do you know that joke, the lazy eye from Five Goes West?
No, never.
That's so great.
Seen or read, whatever piece. Is that a TV show or a movie?
Movie, yeah. So it's the second of the Fievel movies, the American Dream movies, and American Tail, Tail. You know,
right.
Mouse thing. And
yeah,
so
no, I don't think I've ever seen that one.
It's really, the second one's really funny because it's got Jimmy Stewart as this old law dog, and it's got John Cleese as this villainous cat.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's so many great moments. But a law dog is trying to teach Fievel like how to be intimidating. And the way to do it is you give him the lazy eye. And
I remember that. I've seen that scene, I think.
Yes.
Like a snippet on YouTube, maybe. It's great.
It cracks me up every time. So all right. So
I think we'll we came from up that direction. So we'll go to the upper right, I believe, is unexplored. So we'll start moving that way. So I've been also, for all our audience, I've been keeping track of locked doors and kind of unexplored rooms, which we can either try to visit at the end in one fell swoop, or might have to
leave them be.
Yeah, leave them be, or bring some help along to disarm them for any traps. So okay, so we have this room on my right and another open room further along, it looks.
Yeah, crack.
Another open room.
And there are two more frozen pin soldiers here.
Right.
That you've not seen.
Anything distinctive about these soldiers? Or are they kind of more of foot soldiers like the rest?
Both were. One has its weapon drawn. The one nearest you has its weapon drawn. His weapon drawn. And the other has his hand on his short sword, about to draw it. But they obviously did not get very far.
Yeah. Yeah, that lizard is fast, man. Like in the middle of drawing their swords, you know.
And who knows how it played out? You know what I mean? Like
there might have been a couple moments of tension, before.
Right. I mean, like these guys cry out, these guys come running. So, this guy, the lizard just turns the corner here and zaps them. You'd be able to see it this way.
Okay.
So your light won't reach that, probably reaches to the edge of this area.
Okay. So we'll take a listen to this first door on my right, and Nilani perched on my shoulder.
Roll for me. Roll twice for me, actually.
43 and 21.
No sounds. What would you like to do?
Let's try the doorknob.
Opens. And what is this? Roll for me.
85.
So here are 4 comfortable beds, now largely sort of rotted out, but the mattress and so on.
Not so comfortable anymore.
That's right. Hearth and so on. You're guessing that this would be, I mean, it's still a shared bedroom, so it's probably upper level initiates who would stay here. You get roommates, but you get, at least it's not bunk beds. The beds are larger. And there's a writing desk across from each bed. Nothing much really seems touched here. Chest at the foot of each bed. All the chests are open. What would you like to do?
Is there anything in the chest then, or just peering in them?
Nope. All
Okay.
empty. Looks like a very orderly, closing of a room.
Right.
There is in the center of the room a mosaic showing the eagle setting the sun in the sky.
Okay. Sun in the sky.
Along the walls, there is this repeated motif of the Iron Empress, who, for our audience, is depicted as a woman. She's the only humanoid depicted in the pantheon.
Yeah.
Panthology, and she is in various ways and stages. She is. The sun is pictured above them, and they're both wincing from the sun, and she is she's pouring a liquid onto a snake that is wincing. And there are various images of that. Sometimes it's a group of snakes, sometimes it's one large snake. At one point it's a dragon, but that goes around the room on the walls.
Pouring a liquid. Interesting. I wonder what that could represent. Does that ring a bell of anything?
Roll for me.
Liquid used to 53. She's like cooling them from the sun.
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. Curious. Maybe the Iron Empress invented sun lotion before.
That's right. That's right.
Centuries before. They were so advanced. Okay. That's it for this room. Then we'll back out and move on to the next room. Somebody told me the other day, it was overheard, that apparently the sun lotion, or I guess sunblock, right, was in FDA kind of like hell for like 30 years. Apparently it was like invented in like early 20th century and approved like midway through the 20th century. It was crazy.
Wow.
It's like, damn.
I know they're doing continual research on the skin of hippos because they have a natural sunblock.
Right.
That is just impenetrable. I mean, it's just so successful.
Yeah.
So, all right. Tiptoe up to the room here. Give a listen. No sound.
Okay. Push the door gently open.
With your face. Right. This temple is haunted.
I need my hands to be free so I can attack whatever comes at me. But speaking of which, I'll have my mace, my flail in hand.
Yeah.
State of readiness.
Here is clearly another bedroom. Hearth. The same sort of layout. There's only two beds here. The other two have been taken. The two beds are further down. If you see my cursor, they're bed here, a bed here. Desk and chests are all gone. There is a hearth against this wall, and the motif here on the floor is the owl in the center laying an egg of fire, and then the walls play out a story in which you see a serpent approach the owl. That's right to your left, right by the door. That's where that motif, that mosaic is.
Mm-hmm.
And it has bitten the egg. And then the next scene is the owl setting the egg up in the sky next to the sun, and it is it's still burning, but clearly not as brightly. And then as the mosaics go on, you see basically this new fire egg is extinguished and becomes the moon.
Oh, interesting.
Um,
That's fun. Who sets the fire egg into the sky? The Empress or
the owl?
Okay.
There was no indication the owl knew that it had been bitten. Like there's no
right.
Might be
that the serpent's preventing it from being a second sun or something.
Right. That certainly seems to be the concept here. What would you like to do?
If nothing else, then we'll back out of this room and check out the last one in this corridor. Or I guess the one next to this one.
So move around your holy lantern, your floating lantern, I mean, shining away.
Right.
You listen at this door, and there's clearly a breeze from outside coming through this door.
Oh, okay.
Some sunlight pouring in, and you realize too the breeze is coming from this door up here. If you see my cursor,
yes.
And you realize you must be on the far side where there's crush damage.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, peeking in here, you can see all of this is crushed and there's rocks. Glancing through here, you can see there's debris at the door. So you can hear the birds outside much more clearly. So there is a way out right here, should you need it. Well, possibly. I mean, you've got to see the degree to which you can climb the rubble.
Right. We'll peek inside and see what that looks like. It's a late morning, by the way. Figured out from the previous session. So
yeah. So coming in, this wall is largely gone. I just haven't erased it yet. And then you've got heaps of rubble coming up. This wall is gone largely. And so you can just make your way throughout. There are vines, there are little, crickets. And I mean, there's just natural life has come in.
Well, this is a mess.
That's right. Let's see. You'd have to clear away rocks to climb any of this area that you can see.
Sure.
It's just piled right to the ceiling. There's not enough room to get by. Can
you see any remnants of the room and like the art as well on the floor and the walls, if that's still intact?
You see nothing buried, like in the sense of furniture. You have here the swan taking her or his beak and basically in the center image, it draws with its beak. It's drawing a line. That line is now a river. And so it's basically creating a river. The one then to your left on the wall it's scooping out lakes. The others are, of course, obscured and broken. The one on the far side of the room, down this way, if you see my cursor, is the next one you can see. And she is teaching men boating and fishing.
Okay.
I should make them swan ships like the elves of.
Yeah.
That
would be fun.
But
and owl flying machines. Wait, what?
That's right. This is a fighter aircraft.
Oh my gosh. I know we said they were more advanced, but holy smokes.
That's right. And then in the last two panels, you see the Iron Empress in the next to last panel. She is creating swamps, and fetid waters. There's a stench rising from them.
Stinky.
And then in the next one, she is releasing snakes and what appear to be eels into the waters. Sort of this corrupting influence.
Yeah, almost like borrowing creation, but for another purpose. Right. Yeah. Quinn says, always lead with love, but also master the throat punch. But it's pretty funny.
That's good. I like that.
Then this wall, I'm pointing with my cursor if you can't see, the wall I'm facing is torn down so I can step through it into the next room, sounds like.
Yes, you basically at that point are facing debris. You've got about one step of, you can get about that far, and then it's debris that piles to the ceiling.
Yeah, so, I can't even inch along like to go in either direction, left or right.
You can probably make it. You can crawl over, here. A tumble is going to be loud,
Yeah, let's not do that since I could just go through the door. So, yeah, I was curious about that
door down here
facing.
No.
Well, can I make it to that door? Do you think?
No, that's buried.
Then no, we'll back out of this room and just take the open door into the room above me.
Okay. Same sort of situation where you have just a narrow walkway that is free. You can only get the door open as far as you see it.
Rubble.
That's right.
Definitely makes the exploration go faster.
For
the rooms.
The fewer rooms we've noticed. This seems to be a nicer room. It may have been for the head of the initiates, something like that, and maybe the head initiate's office where they can hold meetings and discipline acolytes for violations. The
paddle.
That's right. A desk, a very well appointed desk, is buried in the rubble. You can see sort of the leading corner of it. The motif against the back wall, not the back wall, I guess the inner wall here. So behind you and then further to your left.
Right.
Is the owl, asleep in a great tree, and a serpent is biting it. Has clearly climbed up this tree and bitten it.
Right.
And the next one that you can see, which is up further to your left, I'll just have you face it. So the wall you're facing now, that next motif is the owl in chains, and the Iron Emperor standing before the owl, but pointing sort of off scene, apparently commanding this large serpent to go, and then the rest is buried.
Weird. Okay.
If you turn around, then the scene to your right now depicts the eagle carrying the owl away, and the chains falling from the owl.
Interesting motif.
So,
all right. Oh man, I was going to say something, then I forgot. I got distracted by the eagle taken away. That's interesting. Okay. Let's
go ahead.
That's all for this corridor then. Quinn asks if the owl is named Alice. I don't think we have the name of the owl. I think we have the name of the
We actually
eagle.
have the name of all of them, but
do I?
I can't find my Post-it where I wrote all those down.
I know for sure we have the eagle because I think he was mentioned in the main sanctuary.
Mm-hmm. I looked for it last time we played, but I know I've got it on a Post-it, all 4 names.
Oh yeah, so we actually do find the names. Like the eagle is Halifax, and the
That's
swan
right.
is Dinamemru, and then
That's
the
right.
owl is Alice. Like, oh wow, Quinn was right.
Quinn nailed it.
Perfect.
Oh, I gotta find that thing. It was just on a Post-it that I kept secured to one of our commonly used references, and I can't find it now. All right, what next?
Wait, no, I found it. The swan is Koshiel, Kosheil. The owl is Penbray, close to Alice. And the eagle is Abigail.
Okay.
The owl's name is Mr. Who. No.
That's right.
I guess I'll probably copy paste this and keep it at the bottom of my notes.
Why don't you shoot it to me in the private messaging?
Okay. No, is that not? Okay. Oh man, it gets rid of all the new lines. Well, okay, you can deal with that poorly formatted text.
You're the best.
Man, gotta handle new lines. Okay, we'll back out of this room then, and back out of this corridor, back into this main hall. Cool little initiates kind of area on the first floor. And then if we make a right, I guess we'll end up back. Saw it earlier. This should be where we fought the one creature.
So you come up this way, and your light falls upon the corpse of the Brise.
Right, Brise. Awesome. Okay. So we have some room directly to my right with the door open. We can take a listen to that real quick. And peek inside there if there's no noise.
Sneaky sneak. No sound. Keep in mind that your light does announce your presence before your sound does.
Right.
Open the door very quietly. The room is empty, except that there are two litters, that is,
Excuse me.
as for hauling a wounded person, litters.
Is that like a stretcher kind of? That's
Yes.
more. Yeah.
Usually it's makeshift, but those are called
Right.
litters. Yeah.
Gotcha.
There's two of them. They're made from animal hide.
Really? Sorry, I'm allergic to whatever animal that is. Made of cat hide. Oh man.
Hey, there's more than one way to skin a cat to make a litter. Oh my gosh.
That's great.
Man, there are a lot of definitions for the word litter.
There are, yeah, it's a very
Trash.
overloaded word.
Yeah. Man.
Oh, Quinn, I didn't realize Quinn's joke. The owl was in chains. That's why he guessed its name was Alice.
But he should have done owlless.
Owl.
He should have done owlless.
Owless in chains.
And that's a missed opportunity if ever there was one.
Mm-hmm.
So the two litters are propped up in the far corner, catty corner from you.
Mm-hmm.
They show definite signs of blood. But that's all there is in here.
Interesting. So, I mean, nothing to suggest this was well, do these letters look pretty makeshift? Like you said, I guess they're animal.
They're branches.
Probably didn't belong to the temple. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. These are makeshift.
Okay. A little concerning, but we'll move on. So the room directly to my right, then we can go up there and take a listen to that door.
Quiet. The door seems only moderately adorned. You try it. It is locked.
Okay.
I should tell you that the door that you just left was fairly nicely adorned. You've seen nicer, but
right. Okay. So I think there is an open door to my left. Maybe we'll scout that out before I try to unlock this one.
Do you want to try the one next to it first?
Sure. Yeah, we can try that one and then check out the third one as well.
Moving kind of quietly. Your light spills into an open area. There's a breeze that fills this open space, and you assume, and you
Man, all this open air planning is really.
That's really nice. It was unplanned. It was a landslide.
It was actually on purpose. They're just like, man, we need some more, natural light in here. There we go. Much better.
So you see sunlight spilling from this door up here. You can see that there's a hall that comes this way. Listen. There is a slight rustling coming from ahead, but you don't know what room it's coming from.
Okay, we'll stay put for a minute or so, see if we hear it again. Flail at the ready.
No, nothing.
Okay. Let's try this door then, quietly.
Door is locked. It's moderately adorned.
Right. Okay, let's check out this last room then.
I think you might want to,
Or
because if
maybe
you go here, and you turn into the room, your back's going to be to this open area, to this hallway.
Okay. So yeah, maybe go upwards first.
Yeah, I think you might just kind of, cautiously move around. Leaves and so on have been blown in for years. There's more dirt. The floor's got some puddles on it from where rain must have been trickling in. You sort of keep your eye on that door and kind of peer down this way. There is spilled stone that has just rolled onto the floor here. Rocks, the size of your head and smaller.
Yeah.
You can see there's another open door there. Light is flooding this area from outside. It feels, it smells so much fresher, less moldy.
Yeah.
Than what you've seen. There is what you might term a juvenile of the crystal lizards along this hallway. Let's draw you a representation.
Mama.
Let's fill it with, I forget what color. I think we used green for him last time, didn't we? There we go.
Yeah.
So, so he's about 3 feet long. Probably weighs a good, 50, 60 pounds. So medium dog sort of size.
Yeah.
A little larger maybe. Turns at your approach.
Yeah.
Just sort of regards you.
Yeah. Interesting. Wonder if. Yeah, there's no way I could tell if this one belongs to, unless I did some magic. But we'll just leave them alone for now.
Okay. So. Do you want? So you can peek, through here, and you see that.
See what I can see.
Again, about 3/4 of this is rubble. The amount of light suggests that there probably is a good way to crawl out that way.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
Yeah, we'll go up to that room and just take a peek inside, see what anything remains.
This door can open. You sort of, gently give it a shoulder, and it slides what rocks are in the way, out of the way. This wall is also broken. You similarly got your sort of corner intersections that are standing. And yeah, it's you can definitely crawl out this way.
Okay.
There's it reaches about halfway to the ceiling, and it's an easy climb up and out, at least as far as you can see, to the at least immediate outside.
Right.
So you can ignore those trapezoids on there. Those are indications of windows, but it occurred to me when I drew those in, I was like, well, those are not relevant anymore because the rock slides.
Those windows are gone.
Yeah. I should probably just do a rock slide overlay, rock slide layer, and put it on top.
Yeah.
Here's this room.
Let's overlay it.
So there are bunk beds that have been crushed. So this is a lower level of bedroom for for lower tier priest wannabes, right? Priests in training.
Right.
You did your share of this, although you weren't often a residence at the.
Scrub the floors of the entire temple, then you can become an initiate.
Exactly. If you're lucky. if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
So looking into the other room, you can see more bunk beds that have just been shattered.
Mm-hmm. That's the room above this one, right?
Yes, to your left. That wall is broken down. There's more of the room intact in the sense that the rocks didn't come in. It was larger rocks, and there weren't enough small rocks just to flow through the room. They were too large.
Right.
And so
Stopped it, yeah.
Yeah, so you've just got sort of half the room filled with very large stones. It's even easier. Once you get on top of these large rocks, you can basically hop from rock to rock and walk out.
All right.
And then this wall is broken down. And here the rocks have really spilled in. You can see the sunlight flooding in from that outer wall. In your own experience, there's often back or side entrances to temples. They're kept guarded, but they often access like private gardens or gardens for the purposes of either growing herbs or just for rest and relaxation of the residents.
Right.
And so that won't surprise you if it's that, but it also could be a doorway to outside auxiliary buildings like stables and things like that. And especially in a remote temple like this that maybe have used for very special purposes, it's likely it probably had one side of the temple or the other probably had a whole little community doing things like butchery and blacksmiths and again stables and probably a series of wells.
Right. To support this many people, this size of a building, you need all of that.
And so that does beg the question about like where, because those people generally would not stay in the temple.
Right.
And so there may be a whole series of homes, 10 or 12 homes somewhere on this hill.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
Where they would, walk from work and so on. So, so what would you like to do?
Okay. Well, we can, so if all this is just, we can kind of see most of what's in these 3 rooms, I guess, from here.
Right.
So we can, turn back to the 2 locked doors.
Okay.
Or I guess actually they're the room directly to my right.
You should be able to see. Yeah, you would see in there too, because that wall would be broken down.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I
see that. Yeah. Okay. And we'll check out the 2 locked doors.
Cast an eye over to the lizard. The lizard is gone, so we'll just stick him over here, but we don't know where he is gone in the interim.
He's a chameleon.
Keep in mind with this, with these ways open like this, you could always send Nalani out more easily to hunt or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Instead of having to go out the front.
So, roll for me.
79.
So increasingly, either the rustling that you heard was wind moving leaves around or so on, or it came from this room. So, you approach with a little caution. And there is a high-pitched shriek.
Okay.
Sounds like an animal.
Hold on. I'd like to undo that action.
Apple, just Control Z. And
it was just so peaceful. We were just exploring. It was really nice. And now, okay. All right. High-pitched scream.
And it really chills you, but sort of in the way that fright does, not like unholy or anything like that.
Right.
Not in sort of a natural sense, I guess. What would you like to do?
Where does it sound like the shriek comes from? Inside this room?
Tentatively in front of you, yeah.
All right. Well, I, flail in hand, I, push open the door to see what's in there, what's alerted to my presence.
You push open the door, and there is a large bat hanging in this back corner. Its eyes are very irritated by the light. It has a green gem set on its brow. It's probably 4 feet long. It sort of screeches at you again and, winces at the light. What would you like to do?
Does this sound like any creature I've heard of? Or any? I don't know if this is something natural or gem in its forehead is weird. This ain't no giant bat.
The dwarves call them gem thieves, believing that they steal those gems from their mines. The dwarves will hunt them. The goblins have no use for them other than as food occasionally. But the tales you have heard from adventurers say they're not, they're a pain in the ass to fight because they're fast and they fly.
Right.
But they're sort of a leave you be, I leave you be sort of
right.
creature. But their cry can cause paralysis.
When you say paralysis, you mean like temporary paralysis or like the medical condition?
Well, that can
or is that not known to?
You will be unable to move for at least a few moments.
Okay, that's interesting.
Can I draw a new critter? I forgot. I should keep on top of that.
Well, this thing doesn't mean much harm. I probably don't need to bother it right now. I guess in my mission, right, I was kind of the idea is I'm kind of clearing out the temple of any threats. This is just kind of a large creature that's is okay being left. I might just leave it where it is.
Yeah, if you want to chase it out, then you could just light a torch and throw it underneath its hanging sleep, and just move out of its way and let it get out and go elsewhere. But you don't have any guarantee it's going to fly out of the temple.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, or if it comes back and comes to another room in the temple. So
right,
might I think I'll leave it be then. So just anything else in this room of note? Just glancing around. Don't want to linger here because the light's probably bothering.
Right.
Our
You sort of put the light somewhat behind you.
Yeah.
Back up a little bit. Clearly another bedroom, probably for higher level initiates. The story that the mosaics tell here is clearly a battle between Koshil the Swan and Wanbray the Iron Empress.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a battle apparently taking place over the oceans. The centerpiece on the floor is them hovering above enormous waves. The next image that you can see, which was sort of in front of where the bat is. You can't make out fully; it's just too dim in there. But it is Kashiel clutching, pinning Wanbray with her beak and plunging her beneath the waves.
Wow.
The back ones are too dark to see. The next one you can see is up here. And that is a great serpent that has sort of like wing-like ears. It's larger than both characters, both larger than Kashiel and Wanbray. And it is rising to consume Kashiel. Presumably, the end piece is now behind the door.
But what happens?
That's right.
No, okay. Well, I mean, I could. Well, I am curious what it is. Brise feel like they would step inside and take a look at what the final piece is behind the door. Try to do it carefully, and keep the light out of the bat's eyes.
Can you see through the door crack? You can't. Yeah, so you use the lanterns. You sort of slip in. Bat watches you warily, makes a few little screeches.
I look at him and it's like, what, are you paying rent? Jeez.
Exactly.
Said this is your home.
Kashiel, sort of using its beak and head as a spear, pierces the serpent.
Oh, okay. Kashiel survived.
And that is the end of that religious story.
Wow, okay.
Now what, sir? I guess we could take a break a little early.
Well, let's see if we can. We'll close this door and maybe unlock.
Close it.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I guess. How did this bat get in? That's true.
It was
no,
open.
it was slightly ajar. Yeah, so we'll leave it where it is. That's what I meant.
Okay.
And return it to its original state. And then let's go to the room to the right of this one and see if we can unlock it at least. See what happens there, because I know everyone's dying to see me
try to pick a lock.
Yeah. I'm just going to skip ahead to casting open.
Just going to skip ahead.
Man.
All right.
That way I can kind of stand at a distance.
Okay. Stand back a little bit.
Yeah.
You can only stand back so far. I think the range on that spell is pretty limited.
Right. So I'll just normal level 1 open spell on this guy. So casting that for memory. It's a 64 to cast.
Nice. So yeah, just one power point and one exhaustion expended. The door clicks unlocked.
Okay. And let's peek inside, shall we?
Room is empty.
Peeky.
It has mosaics that did not fare well with the landslide. There are pieces lying all over the floor. Things are cracked. This is, again, though, the eagle versus the Iron Empress. Here, in the center, mosaic on the floor, you have the eagle fashioning with great stones. You can see that he's in the process of finishing a maze, building a maze out of
Interesting.
stones. But you see the Iron Empress small as though in the distance. The next image to your left is Brise, the Iron Empress, arguing with Abigail, the eagle, on top of the maze. She is gesturing to the maze. His beak is open to signify speech.
Abigail, do you think we made it a little too complicated?
Exactly. The next one is to your left, and the eagle is gone, and she is summoning. She raises her hands, and serpents are coming from all over. The next one, forward and to the left, is the snakes ingesting the stones. And so you see all these serpents with enormous bulges, multiple bulges in their belly. And Wanbray, the Iron Empress, she, in the one directly ahead of you, is now on her throne, apparently. And her snakes are at her feet, still full from their meal of stone. The one forward right is the eagle in her throne room, and he is slicing open the bellies of the snakes and returning and picking up the stones with his beak. And in the last one, there's a more elaborate maze now built. There's no characters on it. It's just a very elaborate maze.
That's fascinating. Interesting. The fact that he didn't build it using new stones, he's like had to retrieve the original, as if it was a matter of pride, maybe.
Exactly.
That is wild. Eagle. Okay. Well, I think that is a good time till we can take a break and then come back and explore the final room here.
I'm gonna park you. I'll park you next to that door. I'll hop back over here, and I need to hide my screen. I can do this, right? It'll just automatically replace it. Great. So, gang, we're gonna grab some water and stretch our legs. So, thanks for hanging with us this far. We'll be back after just a few minutes. See you in a second. Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. There's our intrepid.
I was beatboxing.
Oh, nice.
You didn't get any of that on camera? It was great. It was so good.
I mean, you could do it again.
It was my first time ever beatboxing, by the way.
Oh, man. And it was fantastic, and we all missed it.
I'm never going to beat it. Never going to get better than that.
You're a one and done. That's
Yeah.
all right. So let's get back to the map.
Yeah.
Before the break, we were just exploring rooms that were largely empty, but they had a lot of religious tales on the walls when we were going through that.
Lots of tales. All right. Yeah. Well, so this is the last room here in this section. We said it was locked. We'll cast another open spell. Space level 1 again.
All right. Roll it up.
That's 78.
Nice. It clicks unlocked. And you're going to open her up.
Yeah. Take a peek inside.
Flail at the ready. Oh, excuse me. That's what I get for drinking soda during a stream, right?
Same. I was hiccuping and burping.
So the room is piled with a good deal of furniture that presumably belonged to many of the other rooms. You know, the style is all the same, but it's beds and desks and so on. And it's all stacked almost to the ceiling, filling the back half of the room. There are also 2 small chests. They are closed, and they are stacked in the corner to your left.
Okay.
It's almost impossible to make out the central floor mosaic, other than you can tell that it deals with the owl.
Okay, we can check out those chests. See, I guess we can move the top. Well, I guess we'll open the top one first, see what's in there, then try to move it off.
You touch it. Roll for me.
60.
Your hand cannot move from the chest.
Great.
It is
Always wanted a chest hand.
I mean, you pull and the chest it's heavy. It's filled with something. It definitely has the jingle of coin.
Oh, okay.
But your hand is stuck. Probably stuck like to the side, right? You would just put one hand out. So probably your left hand, which is your dominant. No, you probably hold your weapon your dominant. So it's probably your right hand.
Yeah.
So you will say it's your right hand stuck to the side of the lid.
Okay. That is no fun.
And I think that's what we should call it. No, I'm kidding.
Call Brise's life is that she's just forever stuck here. Aldrich has to bring her food, continue.
This is quite the first home for a newlywed couple.
Aldrich, it's got 50,000 square feet, but there's a drawback. We can never leave. Here, just touch this chest with me. It'll be okay.
Let's have a shared experience. We never do anything together.
I know you've always wanted to touch my chest.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, okay. Well, looking through my potions here, wondering if there's anything I could, like a potion of I forgot what it was called. That lets me phase through reality. I don't think I have one of those.
The potion I'm aware of that lets you phase through reality is called whiskey. So if you look that up, see if it's.
I'll take 3 of those. 3 potions of whiskey.
Exactly.
Damn. Okay. I mean, I wonder if I could. So I guess this chest is made of wood. I assume it might burn, but then I wonder if that would dispel the magic on it if I had some fire.
I don't think you do fire in an enclosed space like that.
Exactly. That's the thing, though, is I would not.
And explain to the audience why.
Well, Brise has a phobia of fire indoors that goes back to my childhood when I think it was a dropped candle ended up, I guess, burned that room, right? I was trapped in the room with fire. Yeah. And I do not like, I'm a little wary whenever, torches or anything else, an open flame is about indoors.
Like anything like used carelessly. I mean, you get
right. Especially, I'm just like, let me, let's put that out. Okay, potion of troll strength seems like it would get me out of this, but I don't want to waste it.
It's not a waste if you're stuck here forever.
I know it's true, but I'm wondering if there's any. This thing is just stuck.
Do you have a potion of the coyote? That's the one where you take it and you're willing to chew your own limb off to get out of a trap.
I was gonna say, I've like healing potion, just chop my arm off and heal it back on.
No problem. Just like stupid. David Tennant's Doctor Who, because Karandrin is just that stupid, just as stupid as.
All right. I will maybe. I wonder if I could destroy the enchantment on this chest physically. So if I could like reach for my dagger and, I mean, I guess because then my other hand might get stuck. I mean, I would think the dagger wouldn't get stuck. Yeah, let's try that. Let's And
let's back up a moment.
Okay.
You think, well, obviously the first thing to do is just simply slip your hand out of your glove of gripping.
Oh, I forgot I'm wearing gloves.
But
okay,
glove and skin are it doesn't. You can't move your hand out of your glove.
I didn't think about that.
Okay. But I wanted to make sure we covered that point.
Yes, which also implies any object in my hand, if I touch it, like a knife or a dagger, might also get.
It's hard to. I mean, it's just hard to know.
Yeah,
but it's certainly a clever trap in as much as. Now, I mean, you could probably lift this thing and carry it out of here, but
I'm going to be the one clearly who has.
Right. And so you can imagine if there was just even one guard walking around.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, let's try that. I'll use my free hand to do a potion of troll strength. That's the only way I can think of getting out of this. See if we can just physically destroy this chest here. Because I don't think of any other.
Drink it. And now what?
Okay. So now I lift. Hopefully I can lift this thing, pretty easily. Well, actually, I guess, hold on. Before I should have backed up. Before I drink that, can I lift this chest with one hand or no? Like where it's stuck to, right? Like, can I try to do this? Or does that?
So you could let me think. So
my hand's like on the side of it.
On the side of the lid.
Yeah.
So
Probably not, but I just want to see how, like.
So you could slide it off. You could try to slide it this way and have it topple off the other one and try to catch it in your hand and then try to balance it in your hand. You see what I mean? That's the only way I could see you doing it without you using your other hand.
Right.
So you imagine 2 boxes of books sitting on each other.
Right. And then I try to kind of that.
Well, yeah, you're going to try to do it and then deliberately push it down so that I don't have a great way. If this is it, your hand is stuck here. So you're going to try to pull it off and then let it fall. And then that way you can support it with the hand that's attached.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is pulling it is going to tear the flesh off your hand. I mean,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
All you can do is try.
So, okay. Then we'll do the potion of troll strength because we want to be able to be strong enough to resist any of that physical damage.
So you just grip it then and move it very easily. It's filled with coins. It probably weighs, what's the number there? 30 pounds. So you move it, balance it, no problem. What do you want to do?
Try to shatter this thing on the ground. Just boom.
Oh, I see. So you're gonna.
Yeah, exactly. With my troll strength. Hopefully, I don't break through the floor. I don't know how strong.
All right. This is your first use of a potion of troll strength.
It is. Yeah.
Feels great. It tasted terrible, but it feels great. Okay. So you've got it, and roll to slam it.
Slam time 94. Woo!
It makes a thunderous clang. It splits open. It is deformed. The enchantment clearly breaks. Like your hand is suddenly free.
Okay.
And there are silver coins everywhere. I mean, they are just spraying across the room, the hall. They're ricocheting. I mean, they've hit you in the face. They're ricocheting off the door and going out into the hallway.
This is why I love Karandrin, because I don't think I've ever had this moment in any other role-playing game. Shattering a chest so that money just flies at me.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Wow. Okay. Well, I'll wait for everything to die down, and.
Yeah, you better perk up your ears now, because whatever has an interest in you, it knows where you are now. There's a flutter of wings from the next room, and it clearly has frightened the gym, or from 2 rooms down, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah.
The gym thief is clearly gone. Now, how to keep it gone, you don't know.
I write down, does not like loud noises.
Exactly.
Wow.
Not overly affectionate. That's from a Family Guy where he sneaks up on Chris. Peter sneaks up on his son Chris with an air horn.
Oh my God.
And blasts him in the ear. And Chris screams and is shaking. And Peter makes a note. Not overly affectionate. Quinn.
Oh my God. Oh man, I've been missing the chat. Jeez. Quinn has been well, no, it's all in the last 10 minutes. So. Oh, he was giving us advice about the glove. Oh, I'm sorry, Quinn. I missed all your
Well, you shouldn't give advice to the player unless it's mocking advice. That's the advice you should. Loud noises. I love that movie. It's so great.
But potion of troll strength now with 100% more troll stank. TN. That is true.
50% of the time, it works.
Every time.
That's from Anchorman. As is loud noises.
All right. I mean, I'll keep my ears peeled for maybe half a minute, but I also want to open this other chest So we'll do the same thing.
You will literally be slipping on coins.
Oh, so I
I
should
mean,
okay.
there's a lot of coins. Possibly, I have to think back. There may be more coins than you've seen at one time.
Wow.
Um,
So they're just all piled around my feet. Okay.
there is a fluttering of wings of a flying something that you can hear from the front of the temple, closer to the front. Roll for me.
90.
Definitely different than than the fluttering of the bat.
Right. Okay, well, with my flail in hand, facing the door.
If you are to move, you are going to slide coins around. I mean, your feet are.
Well, actually, I should probably clear a patch around me because if whatever comes in this room wants to fight me, then I'm going to need a space to stand. So
There's no way to do it quietly and quickly. I mean, it's all metal coins.
yeah. Well, then maybe let's
so be it.
Well, let's leave the room then. Let's get to solid ground.
And there's no way to do that quietly, which is fine.
Which is okay, yeah.
Yeah. So you clink step your way out. I'm going to put you, let me go back to the thing. I love lamp. There are a few coins out here, but not many. There's an angry squawk that comes from further ahead in the temple. Nothing you recognize. There's a flutter of wings clearly inside the temple, but going up. Roll for me.
14.
So it must be the very front of the temple instead of inside it. Maybe you were mistaken.
Okay.
But clearly you disturbed something on
Right.
the second or third floors. Maybe it was just perched there.
Okay.
So let's call it noon now.
Sure.
And just to make a note of the time, you'll need to eat. What do you...
Well, I'm still curious about this other chest if I want to risk trying to open it while I still have my potion active, right?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I don't know. But I guess Brise doesn't really care too much about treasure. So, I mean, if it's treasure and I'm just going to make another mess, I'll just, leave it for later or come back to it, right? So.
Although, I mean, yeah, there's no way to know without risking. There's no way to open it.
Right.
I mean, if you assume it has the same enchantment on it.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that you have a better time.
You know what I would do is I'll, well, yeah, I don't know. Because again, this is kind of under the order of Miangral, right? So all of this property, will eventually belong to her theoretically.
Right.
So I could always just, ask what's in the chest and maybe request, if it's anything magical, besides money.
Of course, by the same token, it could be information, which you do crave.
Right. Right. So
I don't know. I say either way with it, but certainly if you want to be certain of opening it, now's the time.
I was going to say if there's a way I could like shake it to see what's inside, right? If it's just more coinage or not. But
there's no way to shake it without touching it.
Well, exactly. Yeah. With anything.
I mean, I guess, you got a spear. I mean, you could try a spear.
But I mean, remember even the glove, right?
Yeah.
Is it anything I hold or?
Yeah, there's no way to know, right? I mean,
I'm going to note it down as we can always come back to this.
Okay.
We'll come back to it. So definitely an interesting trap. That's for sure. So locked, enchanted chest.
So you've got coins all over this hall, about 1 coin thick, and well, except for the doorway, which
Wow.
has mounds. What do you want to do about all that?
I mean, I don't think anything really. I'll get in the way if I have to fight something, right?
Or flee.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
I'll have to make sure I'll, teleport probably, down the hall to safety if I have to get away from anything. So.
Okay.
Do you want to maybe draw on the map where the coins extend to? Because you said all the way down the hall, right? As in,
right. So
kind of area on the screen, or go
yeah, let me think about how to do this.
Yeah.
Maybe
you could just draw like a border for where the most coins are.
Yeah, let me think. I could do
I mean, you could just put every coin on the map. I don't see why that. I mean, only a good game master would.
Well, you don't have one of those, so I don't know what you're thinking of there, but
it's just one giant coin. I see.
Let's do something like this. I don't really have a silver color. Can I add a metallic sheen or something? I don't know. No, there's
radiant or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's do a yellow, and I need to make it linear opacity. Oh, that's wrong. Oops.
Is it the solar eclipse that just happened?
That's it, buddy. Where's my... Oh, here we go.
My mom was in town, and she was like, was wearing sunglasses, was kind of like glancing up at it, and then like a couple of minutes later, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I see spots! I can't. What am I gonna do?" And I'm like, "Mom, it's okay. Just stop looking."
Right.
You kind of started to freak out a little bit. It was fine later, but it's so funny.
Here. Just do that, and right here it is. Nope, that's not it. How do you do it? I forget how you do it. Oh, that's fine.
There's one mithril in this whole pile of silver.
And then I need to make it opacity.
Everybody in chat on rate 1 to 10, how strategic of a move that was for Brise to do. Yes, you want to see a lot of 10s. Big brain.
Right. So there you go.
All right. Okay. Yeah. No. I thought it would be like to the stairs over there, like really far away. But
you have individual coins that have made it that far.
But I can.
This is
risk slipping on those. Yeah.
Right. These are 1 and 2 coin heights, and then inside is, an inch of coins.
Right.
Wow.
So okay. Being my own little hoard.
Where is? There it is. I want to lock these two so we don't just keep moving them. And then I should call it.
Oops.
It's a silver coin pile. Silver coin heap.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Well, like you said, let's eat a meal and rest up a little bit. I suppose we can just use the room. Yeah, one of these adjacent rooms.
Yeah. I mean, you just kind of come out here and let the, camp out here and enjoy the breeze, right? Some breeze is coming through, and set your lantern down and eat. Regain 10 exhaustion. You send Nilani out to hunt, give her a break, and you rest up. Um, so yeah, um, you sit for a while and just kind of think about your plan and finish eating, and you summon the Lonnie back, and you're ready to go again.
Okay. Well, let's continue exploring this hallway I'm facing here.
Okay.
So this door on the left, check that out.
Turn the corner, and little dude is very quiet. He is right there,
Hey, friend.
20 feet away. Um, he is eating a squirrel. The
Good. Oh man, Quinn says -27, and then Obi-Wan Karen said F. From 1 to 10, it's an F. Oh man, that makes you feel really bad.
So
Oh, that's funny.
seems to be a little defensive
Okay.
now. Like it kind of lowers itself as though to fight. Its tail goes up. Roll for me.
83.
You're wondering if it's protecting its food.
Yeah. I'll back out of the hall a little bit, but kind of keep myself visible, at the edge, just so I can kind of, yeah, exactly. If it does fire a shot, I want to leap out of the way.
It finishes sort of just swallowing the squirrel whole. I don't know. It seems upset. It will not back down, and its tail is beginning to bob.
Okay.
What you do not take as a good sign.
Come on, dude. I want to kill this guy, but I guess I could leave and explore the other route. I know there was going back up to where the old Breath was.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. I don't want to necessarily harm this guy. It's not a hopefully he doesn't pursue.
Right. Where's my handle? There it is. As you approach, something has eaten half the Dalbreath.
All right.
And you remember hearing that there was a wolf in the area.
Yes. I think I saw one. Actually, it was one of the Iron Empresses.
Yes, clearly
Skies of the Iron Empress. Yeah.
Clearly a werewolf that she had co-opted. All right, where to?
So this was a while ago, right? I remember we came down this hallway.
Mm-hmm. There's your sanctuary.
Yeah, that's the sanctuary. Okay. So I guess we should actually go back up the hallway on the right side and then see if it loops back.
Up this way?
Yeah, see if it loops back to where the little lizard was, right?
Okay.
Does it not? I can't remember. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah,
I know I've explored this area already.
Yeah.
And I don't remember a passage down there, so.
You chased a little lizard out into the hallway here.
Yes, that's what I do remember.
And
inside.
It had, and none of these doors could you open. They were all jammed with rocks.
Right.
And you chased him out, and he went through that door and scurried up. And I guess you did go into one room because you followed him out. So, is this your treasure room right here? Isn't that?
No, that might be.
I
Let me
think that
check.
is.
Scroll room. Second and third drawers on the left. Either. No, I don't. I think the treasure room. Either it's that or one of these other rooms. It's not the scroll
Well,
room.
yes, those are the two choices that you have narrowed them down to the only choices.
No, there's also the lieutenant's quarters, although I think that was in another section of the temple.
Yeah, that's I don't. Yeah, it's not there. I know
Yeah.
where the lieutenant's quarters are. I think this
Okay,
is.
no, I think that is the treasure room then, because that would be the one I would have closed. So
That's interesting because then right down here is your treasure.
yeah, just move it in there.
It's just a pain in the ass. I mean, you're gonna. I mean, if you're gonna pick up all those coins, I mean, it's like.
Yeah, silver's not that. If it was gold, maybe.
I mean, that's hundreds and hundreds of silver. That's easily probably roll. We'll see.
The estimate, yeah, 6.
Okay, roll again for me.
26.
So that's probably 2,000 silver.
All right,
Just a ballpark.
200 gold. Okay. Well, I guess if all those rooms were caved in anyway, there might not be much over there, and it's kind of mostly just initiates in this section of the end classrooms. So might just say this section is done here. And then is that all of the first floor then? Or was there another?
No, you've got stuff you recall. There's stuff down this way that you had avoided because it was sort of the domain of mommy.
Lizard, yeah. So we'll head back there. I think there was another wing. The ward.
You've been down there.
Right.
Come through here. So yeah, there's all this stuff down here.
Yeah, okay. So we'll explore that offshoot then. Mama Lizard returns.
So stairs going up. It's a closed door and an open door. Your light spills fully into the open door. It's hard to believe there's going to be much in here unless it had some way of burrowing from the hill because, she guarded this as her domain. I should delete her. She's gone.
Right.
So, I left her behind. No falcon left behind.
Foul play.
Oh.
I guess foul, does that count as hunting word? I don't know. That's a good question.
That's funny. Let's straighten her out a little bit. Why did I unselect her? So here, empty room, very small, dingy.
Mm-hmm.
Just a simple symbol of the maze surrounded by snakes on the floor. Roll for me.
91.
Probably, it's in the back. These are very low grade rooms. Probably live-in servants. People who operate the night shift should clerics need anything in the middle of the night.
Right. A bed wine, perhaps.
That's right. A bed companion, perhaps.
I always remember that from the very first episode of Bob's Burgers I ever watched was the one they're doing like the Downton Abbey, or upstairs, downstairs kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I remember it's like, she's just like, I'll have a bed wine. And I'm like, I don't know why, but that's funny. And that's the whole show. I don't know why, but it's really funny.
Yeah.
Everything they say just has a funny sound to it.
it's the making fun of their ignorance of upper, well, not upper, I
Right.
don't think it's
Right.
upper.
Just something like olive wine, no, a bed wine, or no, a
Exactly.
bed scotch, or something like that.
Right. It's this idea that that finery is, you sort of stick two words together and you have finery.
Exactly. A lot of that wordplay. So, okay,
So
well, yeah, let's sorry,
you
go
want to
ahead.
go forward? You want to
Yeah,
go?
let's check out the room in front of me. Maybe we might be able to breeze through most of these if they're servant rooms.
No pun intended. Oh, Nalani, stay up. Quiet.
Dude, your phone you're very popular today.
Oh man, I'm sorry you can hear that.
You're going off a little bit.
Sorry, I didn't want you to be able to hear that.
That's all right.
Door is locked. What
All
would
right.
you like to do?
We'll do an open spell.
Flail.
Just the door seems pretty plain. Assume.
Yes.
Yeah. See a level 1 flail in hand.
Do it to it.
62.
Click. Unlocks. Opener up. Gingerly.
Opener.
I hardly know her.
Hardly. Okay. And peek inside.
Your floating lantern fills the room with light, and it is pretty clearly, even though it's been emptied out, it's clearly like a break room for the servants.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
There are a couple of tables with just chairs around it. Very plain, symbol of the maze with snakes around it. Sort of the maze framed by snakes.
Right.
And that was a weird sound. The no sign that anything else has happened here or been through this way. Some cracks in the mosaics from vibrations, maybe from the landslide that happened who knows how long ago. Where to next, sir?
Okay. Then let's check out the room behind me, adjacent to this one.
Roll for me.
46.
And again.
27.
Quiet inside. Nudge the door open very slowly with your foot. There is 2 plain bed racks here. Mattress long gone. Surely, again, servants' quarters.
All right. Nothing else in here. Then we'll move on to the next. So I think this stairs, right? That's the stairs I came up from.
Yes.
The basement. Perfect. Okay.
Light falls down this way. Have you been in this room?
Yeah, I think so. Because the doors open like that.
Yeah, but a lot of the doors, like I know you haven't been in these, for instance.
Maybe right.
Because this really was the domain. This was really her domain. I mean, you can see.
Yeah, I would have kind of avoided
scales. There's shedded skins in here. There's a certain smell.
Yeah, give me a minute. I can go back to when I emerged from the downstairs.
You faced off you faced her off here.
Yeah, and I kind of
she backed over here, so I don't think you've been here.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Then let's check it out.
I mean, not that you have to do it now, but
well, that would be more interesting than all these servants' quarters. So let's do that.
Large room, moderate adornment on the door. The first, your sort of throat jumps in your chest, but your heart jumps to your throat because you fear that you've seen creature, and what it is the it is a dead. There's the skeleton of one of the large lizards.
Oh man.
There is a nest in here that seems long abandoned. There's a mosaic on the floor and the walls, but there's a lot of mold and stuff on it. It's hard to guess what the room is. It's really large. Could be a meeting room, could be a classroom. Could be a scribe's room set in the back.
I'm curious that so the nest is abandoned, but I guess the mom was still here. I wonder if they geez.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Look at it.
Questions the ecology, I guess, of how they like behave, you know, if maybe their mate had died and they lingered here, or
right.
Interesting.
Why can I not? There we
go. Or it's like all her kids, like she's raising them till they're big enough, and then she devours them and puts them in this room. It's like, oh my gosh.
It's time for your rite of initiation. Come on in. Do you want to wrap up here? It's kind of interesting. We've only got about 10 minutes left. Or do you want to keep exploring?
Let's finish this area here, so then we know that we've cleared it out, right?
No way you're going to finish.
No, I meant like, so what's to my left, right?
Over here?
Yeah, if we move the map a little bit. So that is unexplored, but that room above it is explored, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's just explore this room on the left, and then we can call it a day. That's what I meant. How I'm organizing my notes is often by like clusters of rooms, right?
Yeah,
so
sure.
It'll help me if we know that this whole cluster is explored. So I don't know the name for that. Like, I guess this is a corridor, like where, you know, it kind of opens up and there's a rooms all around.
It's almost like, these sort of spaces, like these big broad areas, you know, they would often have benches and things like that along the walls. You know, they're bigger than, you know, they're kind of almost little plazas, you know.
Right, yeah. I don't know if there's like an architectural term for that. I'm curious. Quinn, he's our language guy.
That's right. I mean, you know, like you've been to my house here. So our house would fit in this space here.
Right.
You know, so it's so that's 1,000 square feet. So this is like 3,000 square feet. This is a, you know, nice size home here, just with but you know, obviously you see all the doors, so it's allowed, you know, ease of congestion too, but also to give you a sense of space in this otherwise dark area.
Right.
So
interesting.
No sound here. Push the door open.
Right.
Take it off its hinges, in fact. It is another damaged portal.
Oh my gosh, really? Wow. What is with this place and portals?
It is very large. It's about 10 feet across. Let's make it a weird little oval.
And I can't spit in this place without hitting a portal. Jeez.
I mean, really, increasingly, it suggests that that's why it was abandoned.
Yeah. Yeah, as if there's maybe some
I'm going to find an interesting color for it. Oh, let's make it.
Some epidemic of portals plaguing this temple.
It is moving in a very slow circular fashion around this room. And it's just going around, I mean, I'll just kind of do it. I mean, it makes the corners. Its body turns. It's very large. Like I said, it's about 10 feet across. It is stable other than its geography. And it moves thusly. So we'll park it up in the corner.
Right.
What would you call that? It's not rotating. It's not, spinning. It's not, all right, well.
Circling is the plainest word I could describe it.
The back of the portal is what is what shows to the walls. So standing in the center of the room, it goes around and around. I mean, it reaches to the ceiling. Do you want to step inside to get a closer look at what's through the portal?
I think we have to, Kevin. Well, there's cats on the other side of the portal.
I know.
That's where the litter came from.
That's it. That's it.
That has to be the only explanation.
So you just kind of
careful look inside.
Yeah.
I don't want to get my body chopped off by this thing.
You notice that there are feathers on the floor. They are black. There's also some scales on the floor. They are also black with a little silver tip at the end. They are small. How could I describe it? About half of a dime.
Okay.
The portal on the other side is stable. Both.
So I see it's the same landscape we see. Is that what you mean?
No.
Okay.
I mean that I see what you mean. Yes, the view doesn't change.
Right. It's like almost like a moving picture. Yeah.
Right. And so it's nighttime in this part of the world. The stars are very bright in the sky. You're on a wooded hill. You can make out steeper hills through the trees of this forest. Eerily, the wood, something about these trees reminds you of the wood that you saw ages ago when you were researching The Last of the Hounding.
Oh, wow. Yeah. God, before that was like one of the first 5 or 6 sessions we've ever done.
Yes. Yes. One of those you remember is a species of tree. You asked around about the wood samples you found in these bins.
Right.
And it was a tree that drains all life.
Yes.
Now this one's
carrying it around with me, and then I offered it to someone. They're like, "What are you doing with that? How long have you had it?" Yeah.
These are definitively not those.
Okay.
But they may be related to some of the others you found.
Yeah.
The forest looks itself healthy, like there's grasses and brush and so on. No sign of civilization. Air does come through. The scents are strange, but not unpleasant. Leaves have blown in from this reality. And around it goes, sort of very slowly, like someone thinking and walking. Sort of that's
ponderous. Okay, interesting. Well, that I think is a good note to end on. We'll see if we can explore anything else about this portal next time.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. That was a big roll. It was a 93 for interest, and I was rolling for like what things it could be. I said, is it another, could it be another portal? And it was like 170. So there you go.
Which is really interesting. It's like putting together a story of this place. Like, yeah, there can't be a coincidence. There's this many broken portals here.
Right. Yeah. Right. And it raises the question of the nature of portals. Like, does one broken portal then spawn others?
I was thinking about it, or affect other stable portals. Yeah, maybe.
Right. So it's very interesting, and the thing I like about, I get that other games need to have set rules, but you don't always have to have set rules. Even the people, your experts in the game, may not know the answer.
Right.
And so to that end, then you don't need answers.
Yeah. It's like reading a story, and you don't have all the answers at the end, but you can put together a lot of the
possibilities,
the biggest gaps, at least.
Yeah.
Technicalities. Very cool.
So
I was going to need to highlight that when I mentioned about spitting, Obi-Wan said spitting is very unladylike, but she left out the Y from very, so I just read it as spitting is very unladylike.
Burr. Like
don't do that now, yes.
That's right. America.
All right.
So all right, gang. Well, thanks so much for joining us, guys. That is episode 108 in the books. 109 will be next week. And then we'll be, I think we'll be taking a break after that because I've got some travel coming up. But I'll confirm with that. I'll confirm that for you guys next week. So thanks for hanging out with us. We enjoyed it as always. We hope you did too. So if you think we're doing a good job, hop to donorbox.org, keep us streaming and send us a little love. We appreciate it. And if you want to see more of Max and hear more of Max, I should say more properly, then go visit his own YouTube channel where he talks about the role of music and original soundtracks and video games. He's posting stuff here and there.
Got a new video out and it has no views for some reason. So I did.
What?
The algorithm is cheating me. So everyone.
We're gonna go check that out.
I need to hit 1,000 subscribers.
That's right.
Check it out if you want. Appreciate it.
Thanks as always to Elliot Dunovitz for their terrific art for Brise's character that we use every stream. If you want to see more of their work, check it out at artstation.com/Tortolua. And I've written a novel called A Shore Too Far that you can find on Amazon. So go take a look at that. And Max, say goodbye to the lovely people.
Yeah, it was a fun episode. Got a lot of ground covered and got out of a sticky situation. And, tune in next week and we'll see what's going on with the rest of this temple. So stay tuned.
That's right. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for everything.